Hi guys, welcome back. So till this many days we were seeing all real-time scenarios. Okay, so I was continuously uploading videos based on the um, real-time scenarios and also questions. Okay, so at the same time I have got few requests for to prepare a video on the theory part as well. Okay, so from today we'll start theoretical part. Okay, so it's not like we are over with the technical questions. Okay, uh, we'll we'll continue with that also. Okay, so one video will be on technical part and the second video will be on theoretical part. So alternate will post video like that. Okay, so without wasting a time, let's quickly start. Okay, so let's jump to the first question. Okay, so what are the major challenges which you have faced while using Tosca? Okay, and how did you resolve them? So this is the common question you might get across all the levels. Okay, so I have mentioned few of the common challenges. Okay, the major challenges which everyone face. Okay, um, while working with Tosca. Okay, so whenever you get this question, at least you have to tell 4 to 5 challenges. Okay, so first is the object identification. So this is the common challenge which everyone face while uh, starting when they start working with Tosca. Okay, so basically in web application, it is bit easy to identify the objects or make them unique. But when it comes to desktop application, okay, that time it becomes bit difficult or complex to make the objects unique. So this is one common challenge. Okay, the next one is handling dynamic objects. Okay, so sometimes there are few objects in our application whose property keeps on changing. Okay, in each instance, suppose some objects are there, the property, some id properties are there. Okay, using that, suppose if we have made objects unique and that object is not static, it's dynamic. So every time we load the page, that property will change. So uh, such type of I mean, to handle such type of objects, it is bit difficult while we work with Tosca. Okay, the third one is the maintenance of test asset. Okay, so when you start automating any application, okay, and that time you'll be having very few scripts. Okay, but as you move on, okay, and the repository size will increase as your test case, the automation count will increase, right? So that time handling a large repository, okay, it is very difficult and it's very time consuming task. Okay, and fourth one is limited community support. Okay, as you can see, the as compared to other automation tool which is open source, like just take example of Selenium. Okay, so if you are facing any issue in the Selenium, okay, scripting, you can go and Google, you will get lot of answer. Okay, but that is not the same case with Tosca. So if you are facing any issue, so very rare we will get exact solution in the Google. Otherwise we have to raise a request in the Tricentis support portal. Okay, for that again we have to wait for their reply. It takes time to resolve the issue. That is a major challenge we have with Tosca tool. Okay, and the last one is performance issue. Okay, so as I told about point 3, like maintenance of test asset. Okay, when the repository size increases, okay, so that time executing a large test suite, okay, sometimes become issue. Okay, because the execution it will take a lot of time. Okay, performance will degrade. Okay, and especially when we work with some complex scenarios or the large data sets, that time the performance may slow down if repository size is more. Okay, so these are common challenges I have mentioned. Okay, so second question is explain different way of manage test data in Presentist Tosca. So this is very important topic. Okay, so for every project or application we work, we need the test data. Okay, so how we manage the test data in Tosca? Okay, so there are I have mentioned the three ways, okay, by which we manage the test data. First one is TCD. Okay, so TCD is uh, it is by default provided by Tosca. Okay, which is having Excel kind of structure. Okay, in row and column wise data you can store. Okay, which is internal to Tosca. Okay, and second one is TDS. Okay, this TDS is also a very important topic which will play a very crucial role in managing the test data. And this using TDS we can manage our test data centrally. Okay, so that multiple test cases can access the same set of data. Okay, and third is Excel file. So we can use an external Excel file. Okay, we can we have a Excel engine. Okay, using that we can import the Excel file. Okay, and we can use. Okay, and regarding this TCD, TDS, and Excel file. Okay, there is a video in my channel. You can refer that. Okay, where I have explained how we can use the Excel file. So there are two ways I have shown by using the external Excel file, by creating by using the Excel engine. Okay, Excel modules, and other ways like Tricentis has provided one Excel template. Okay, using that also we can manage the test data. So you can refer the videos in my channel for all these three options. Okay, let's jump to next question. Okay, how to initiate a cross browser execution in Tricentis Tosca. Okay, so this question means if we want to execute test case, okay, in different browser. Okay, so how we can achieve that? So we can achieve this browser execution, okay, using this steps. Okay, so what you can do in test configuration parameter. Okay, so whenever you create any test, you will see a test configuration parameter tab. In that, normally what we will do, when if we want to open any browser, we will define a parameter browser. Okay, then we set the browser like Chrome, either Mozilla, or Internet Explorer. Okay, so for in to achieve cross browser, what you can do, instead of assigning um, the hard code value at the TCP level, you can just create one buffer. Okay, you can create one buffer, and in the script, or you can suppose if you have a test case TCD data, so there also you can create one attribute with the name browser. Okay, and you can define, okay, which browser you want for which test case, like that. Okay, so suppose if you have 5 test cases, if you want all test cases to be executed in all 5 different browser, so using this approach you can achieve that. Okay, so just define all the browsers in the TCD, and at the runtime, okay, what will happen when you will um, map this TCD particular attribute, okay, in that open browser. Okay, in that time, what will happen, whatever attribute you have given value, like first test case Chrome, so it will come at the runtime, and it will sit in your test case at the browser level, okay, not browser level, at the browser configuration parameter which you have defined, okay, which in which you have given some buffer name, okay. So that buffer it will set as a Chrome, it will open the Chrome browser. For the second test case, if you have given Mozilla, so it will come and sit in into your TCP the buffer Mozilla, and it will open the Mozilla browser, okay, and then it will perform the rest operation, okay. For this I am going to create a video, because for this also I have received a request, okay. So soon I will create a video on that same cross browser topic, okay. So third, next question is, how do you handle dynamic objects in a Tosca? Okay, so dynamic object means sometimes we will be having some controls in our application whose properties will be changing every time we launch the page. Okay, the property will change, or some part of that property will change. Okay, so how we can handle it? Okay, using Tosca. So first way is like utilizing dynamic identifier. So we can use either a regular expression or dynamic expression. Okay. So dynamic expression means, suppose if you have some module, okay, and in that the property, suppose ID is there, where it is some part is static and some part is dynamic. So in that time you can use a regular expression, okay, and you can make that objects um, unique, okay, during runtime. Second one is implementing anchor, okay. Suppose the objects are dynamic, okay, and using the identify by anchors, okay, this is one of the scanning method, okay. By taking a reference of neighbor element, you can make the control unique, okay. Third one is index based identification. Although this is not preferable when you have more number of controls, okay. But if you have less control, then you can go for the index, where it will identify the index, okay, which is based on the um, controls available in the page, okay. The next question is, how do you ensure the reusability of test in Tosca? Okay, so to achieve this reusability in Tosca, we have few methods. Okay, modular test design. Okay, so we have to create a reusable module. Okay, suppose if you have if you have one web page, there we have some controls. Okay, and in the first page we have some 3 to 4 controls. Okay, which is having the same controls in the second page as well, okay. So instead of creating two different modules, we can create one module, okay, and we can store that controls into single module. And if there is a change in the titles, okay, we can use a regular expression in the titles. So instead of two modules, we have converted to a single module. So both single module will work for both the pages. This is just example I gave, okay. Next one is library management. So this is also a very useful topic, okay. So in your application, whenever you see there is some set of steps which is getting repeated, okay, in all the functionalities, all the scenarios, so instead of writing it again and again, you can convert that particular 3 or 4 steps into a library. So that what will happen, if tomorrow if there is some changes in the functionality in all the four steps which you have used in the library, okay, if there is some change in those steps, so instead of going and updating in the each steps, okay, you can go and update in the library in one place only. So wherever you have used that library, it will get reflected to all the cases, okay. So library play a very important role when you talk about the reusability. Okay. third one is parameterization. Parameterization is nothing but like if we have some static values in your test cases, okay, but to make our test case generic every time, okay, we should not do any hard code, okay. Wherever it is possible, you try to parameterize it, okay. Never use hard code value in your test case, okay. If you follow all this, then you can achieve the reusability. Okay. Next question is, how do you ensure the maintainability of automated test? This is also very important. Like every time we create, we keep on adding a test case, okay, to our repository. But we should do some maintenance, okay, because if you don't do the maintenance, okay, it will be a problem, okay, at the end to maintain the test cases. As I talk about the challenges, okay, in the first question we talk about the challenges we faced in while working in the project. So I used one point, high maintenance. So this is the point, okay, I wanted to discuss related to that high maintenance, okay. To follow all these steps, then the maintainability of our repository or our test cases will be very less, okay, because this maintenance and all, it is very huge task, okay. Creating a script is very easy, but doing a maintenance is very tough, okay, if you don't follow the steps which I am going to tell you. A modular test design, okay, which this point we have already discussed in the previous question, where we have to create a module in such a way that we should not have any duplicacy, okay. If the same controls are there in more than one pages, okay, try to segregate into a single module, okay. And wherever possible, just use a regular expression, okay, at the module level for any dynamic IDs, okay, or dynamic objects. And second one is consistent naming convention, okay. This is also very useful, because while creating a test case, if we are not using any proper naming convention, then it is very difficult to maintain. Suppose you are working in some project, and you have not handled or you have not followed any naming convention. So tomorrow you will leave the organization, okay, a new person will come. So if he comes and if he see the script, okay, without a naming convention, it will be difficult for him to understand, okay. So and for that, what he has to do, he has to go inside each step and see what you have done in that step. But if you have provided some proper naming convention, suppose if you are clicking on some link, okay, if you have given name as click on this particular link, then by reading the test case step name, okay, anyone can know, okay, you are performing a click operation on that particular link. So it will be easy for them, okay. And for maintenance also, it will play a very crucial role if you follow the proper naming convention, okay. And third one is also very important, regular reviews and updates, okay. So normally what will happen, if we are working in project, if we have some tied timelines, so we keep on working, okay, keep on adding test cases, okay, to reach the target, okay. But if we don't review the script, because suppose 4 or 5 people are working, okay, and you are a lead, okay, for you're leading a team of 4 to 5 people, okay, and you are not doing a regular review, okay, of that script, so you won't be knowing what these people or your team is writing the scripts, what all validations, okay, they are writing, whether they are duplicating the scripts and all, okay. So if you do a regular reviews, regular means just um, if you are working on some story, if story is completed, so at least um, have a review with your lead, okay, and just to make sure there is no duplicacy, okay, in the scripts. Otherwise maintenance will be huge, okay. So the next question is difference between a buffer and XBuffer in Tosca, okay. So this is a bit easy, okay, but for fresher people, this is very important, okay. Those who have started working in Tosca. So buffer is like a container, okay, which is used to store the value during the execution, okay. So what will happen if you have some values you want to use in the test case while execution, so you can store it in buffer, okay. So same it is mentioned in the definition as well. You can read out. And X buffer. The X buffer is also similar to buffer, but using X buffer, we will what we will do. We will store the value, but we will extract and store. Okay. Suppose if you have some um, string, and from that string if you want some part of that string, so we can use the X buffer, okay, to extract that particular um, substring from the main string, and we can store in one buffer. So both will store a buffer, but X buffer will this the one advanced version of the buffer set buffer, okay. For this X buffer I have video in my channel, okay, where to extract some text, okay, or substring from main string, okay. So I have a video, you can refer that. Okay, the next question is if a TCP, a test configuration parameter, is set in the test case and at the execution level, then which one will be picked during execution, okay. So the scenario is like you have some test cases, okay, there you have defined some test configuration parameters, okay, and in the execution level also, suppose if you have set the browser in the test case level as Chrome, okay, and in the execution level for the same test case, the browser level is set as Mozilla. So when we do the execution, which browser it should open, either Chrome or Mozilla, okay. So so when whichever um, the TCP you have defined at the execution level, that one will be picked first, because when we run the test case, that what will happen, Tosca will look the TCP, okay. So if it has find any TCP, okay, test configuration parameter at the execution list, okay, or execution level, then it will override with the TCP which is defined in the test case level, okay. So remember this, okay. It will first pick the TCP from the execution level. So next one is difference between loops and repetition, okay. So this is also a bit confusing for the people who are new to Tosca, because in both uh, method we will concept we use to iterate over the records, but there is a slight difference. Like in the loops, we iterate over the record based on some condition, okay, and we iterate till condition is satisfied, okay. But in repetition, what we will do, we will give some um, numbers to the repetition, okay. So suppose if we have 10, so 10 times it will repeat, okay, without checking any condition. So that is the slight difference between both, okay. The next one is what is synchronization in Tosca. The synchronization also very important, okay. So sometimes what will happen, plays a very important role, okay. So what does synchronization means? So sometimes what will happen, there will be a lag between the application and the scripts which we have written. While we execute, we will see some lagging, okay, between our execution speed and the application load speed, okay. So because of that, sometimes the script will fail, because at that time the application will not be ready, okay, to interact with the with at a given point in the test execution, okay. So for that, we have few synchronization methods available, like we have wait, static wait, and for dynamic we use wait on, okay. And we have there is some synchronization time also that we can see in the settings, okay. So whenever you will get question regarding to the synchronization, you have to tell about all this, like static weight, dynamic weight, and this at the Tosca settings we give some synchronization during synchronization time, during wait and wait on. So all this you have to explain for synchronization, okay. Thank you guys. Okay, that's all for today's session. So we have seen around 9 to 10 questions today, okay. We'll continue, okay. In next session again we'll see some set of questions, okay. And you can watch my channel if you're looking for um, real-time scenarios, and also you can join our Telegram channel. I will mention both links, Telegram link in the description, okay. And please comment, okay, if you need any clarification, or if you want to add some points for the question which I have um, discussed till in the slides, okay.